following is a presentation of RS.
Missouri, where we got a good one on top featuring the Seneca Indians and your Reed Spring Wolves. Sponsors.
And welcome back here to Seneca, Missouri, as Reed Spring just won the toss. They've elected to defer to the second half. That could definitely become a big thing, Keeson. What are your thoughts coming in against a number 2 ranked in Seneca, a 5-0 team who is stacked with loaded seniors who have had so much varsity time, and a Reed Spring team that hopefully could match that?
You know, Reed Spring last week had a big win against Marshfield, 63. It's a match. Daniels, who rushed for 374 yards. It's an absolute offensive barrage by him. And then, like you said, you have the 5-0 Seneca Indians. They're coming in here number 2 in Class 3. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to give them their props. They are arguably maybe one of the best teams in Class 3. But Reed Spring Wolves, they can totally match that. I believe that they can definitely match that. And, you know, it's going to be a tough, gritty game. What's your thoughts, Lance?
It's definitely, it kind of gives me the idea, you know, at LSU, because it's loud. They're a small school, but they have the band going, they have the tomahawk chop, so you feel that energy. It's definitely, but I got high hopes for it. You know, speaking of last week, Chris Daniels had an amazing game. You had Nathan Mitchell in the first quarter get 2 passing touchdowns on breakaway runs, a good post route and ran, a good post and run. Dan Fliflet, our tight end, and that's a good kick there by.
You know, I thought they might do an onside there just to catch him off guard, but a pretty good kick there, and Seneca will start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, so as I was saying, you had James Dowdy get a touchdown, but he didn't get too many receptions, which I like James Dowdy, but I'm kind of glad because we were able to see the offensive weapons that we have show Seneca that, hey, you can't triple team Dowdy because then then Nathan Mitchell's wide open and he's going to take it to the house for 6 points, and then we got Miguel Campos to kick it. But here is a Seneca team that is stacked. And
we do have a penalty on the play. Could be false start on the offense. But like you said, this Seneca offense is explosive, led by number 5 running back Jackson Mars.
That's a name I hear from last year.
He ran all over us last year, and so far, he's one of the leading rushers in Class 3 thus far. If the Wolves want to win this game, they are going to have to team up on that guy. Mars scored just over 1,600 rushing yards last season on 24 touchdowns. Absolutely monstrous for a running back.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and then you got a guy like Gavin Hoover, who last year passed for just over 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, and Hoover's been doing it all. Hoover plays offense and defense, much like a lot of Seneca's team. They play both sides of the ball. But then you got to look at their wide receiver core. I don't think we have enough time in a game to look at how deep and how experienced that team is in just themselves.
Here we go. We got a good pitch out to Jackson Mars, the man himself in the Wolves. Good rally to get him down on the ground before he can do too much with it. And that will bring up second down. 2nd and 17.
Yeah, after that, I believe 2 false start penalties against Seneca.
7 on the play, 2nd and 17.
Yeah, whenever you shoot yourself in the foot like that early on in a game, it definitely causes some problems.
Oh, for sure.
Here we go. We got Hoover in the shotgun. He's looking for a screen pass
Finds
out
one.
to number 6. And James Dowdy, Jace Bolin gets him down.
That's another thing that we got to talk about. That was Blake Skeleton on the little post run, or I should say screen pass it was, but it's 3rd and 7. Good pick up there for 10 yards. But Jace Bolin was out last week with an ankle injury, And I talked to him this week all throughout. I'm like, how's the ankle feeling? It's a little sore. He said, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to battle.
Yeah, I heard that the reason that caused that injury was because he twisted and kind of perked up his ankle before the game. And here we go, number 1 for Seneca's on the run as he gets tackled down. That's Blake Hearn for Seneca on a nice reverse there. And that should be enough. Yep, that's going to be enough for a Seneca first down.
Yeah, looking down the Seneca roster, there is plenty of seniors, a lot of 10th and 11th graders, but that's why they're so deep. They have so many guys that if one of their wide receivers goes long, doesn't get the pass, all right, toss a junior in for one play, and you're perfectly fine, and you know you're safe. Here we got Hoover. He's going to keep it. He's going to get plenty of yards.
And that looks like it was intended for number 11, Ethan Altick. We looked at him earlier. He is the number 1 receiver on this team. If you need a big play, he's the guy to get you it, especially if it's a long pass. But right there, Hoover just could not connect to Altick, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, ball's on the 35-yard line. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left or used in this first quarter. They're running tempo pretty good, but as I was saying, Jaden isn't. They're going to kind of keep him conditioning after being 3 weeks out, so he's just going to play offense and a bit of special teams. And a handoff to Blake Hearn, and he was pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. If he didn't, he would have been down at the 15 or the 10. And that's number 52. That's Sebastian Michaud. He's slow to get up.
Yeah, it looked like he may have fallen to the ground. Remember, we are on a turf field, and there has been some controversy on turf fields, especially throughout the NFL this season, where turf can cause maybe some injuries, and Spencer Michaud just kind of collapsed there. That's not good, especially on a turf field. That could be, ACL, or it could just be something where it rolled up on his ankle. We don't know.
Yeah, ankle, even a calf strain. Like something that I was reading an article, I read a couple actually, and it was the NFL. They wanted to stop head injuries like concussions, like for example, Tua Tagovailoa could have had a career and he could even have a life-threatening injury. We've seen that time again. Concussions are not something you want to mess with. But what in turn happened was lower extremity, and I'm going to use that in quotes, the knees and the ankles were hit. We had so many ACL tears, ankle sprains, rolled ankles because of that turf field. So it's always going to be a controversy. You're never going to have a perfect idea, but there's an injury that's definitely not good to see. But with Crystal, our athletic trainer, she knows a lot, so definitely good to see him with her. And
here we go. Mars is going to break a few tackles. He's going to dive for a good gain there. That's going to be enough for a Seneca first down for sure.
They brought down to the 11-yard line. Yep, that'll move the chains.
But like you were saying about Sebastian Michaud, and we have another one. That's another Michaud brother. That's Spencer Michaud. And we were talking about Seabass. He had a concussion earlier on this season against Monette.
Yeah, that was the first week, and he was out for a good 3 weeks, I do believe. That was a rough hit, but Spencer, he tore his ACL last year in the middle of maybe even a month before season started.
Michelle was hurt. We hope that he isn't.
So missed his junior season, and then had to battle a bit of some injuries this year. That's not good to see. Both Michaud twins, and that's good to see him walking off with Coach Andy McFarland and Crystal, our athletic trainer. But both Michaud twins, that is a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience, and those are guys that know how to lead a team correctly.
Yeah, those Michaud twins are pivotal to both the offensive line and defensive line for sure for this Reed Spring team. But now both of them are down. Let's see how Reed Springs responds to that as we have a bunch formation here. No one outside. I do see one receiver out to the right.
Yeah, that's a heavy set.
They're looking to just run it.
Yeah. Hand it off to Mr. Jackson Mars, and
exactly what they're going to do. Just right up the middle, bounces out to the outside, breaks the tackle, and he's in. Touchdown, Seneca. Seneca strikes first blood, and that'll be 6-0. Seneca in the lead, first drive of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta tip my hat to him. I don't have a hat on right now, but I gotta tip my symbolical hat to Jackson Mars. Tried to go up the middle, saw it wasn't there, bounced off his guys, and he found the outside. That's a veteran player who's played a lot of varsity, and he's a senior, so he's definitely showing it.
Here we go. Seneca's going to try for a 2-point conversion. Another bunch set and another fake handoff, this time to 22, and he's going to get in. Touchdown. Or sorry, no, 2-point conversion is good. That was number 22, Morgan Vaughn, a senior on this team, running back and defensive back. He is 6 foot 190, so a pretty big kid there. Coming out of that backfield right next to Jackson Mars.
Yeah, we're just kind of seeing the wealth that Seneca has. But something that I would like to show is the Wolves offense has not seen the field yet. And we do see number 76. Number 76 is
that's
one of the
Spencer Michaud.
Yeah, that's Spencer Michaud. He's getting a little bit of run on the sidelines. And Sebastian looks to be, he's laboring just a little bit, but they look to be warming up.
Yeah, Sebastian does look like he's hurt. He's kind of grinding his teeth a little bit, but he is trying to walk on that leg.
I feel like this is going to be kind of one of the teams, not one of the teams, one of the games that you learn what the difference between playing in pain and being injured is. These boys are going to be, they're going to be hurting after this game on both sides because it's going to be a gritty game.
Yeah, for sure. Here we go. Seneca to kick it off. And a little bit of a squib kick here. Daniel's not able to field it. He's going to turn back, cross field, breaks the tackle, but is ultimately absolutely clobbered by a gang of Indians, and out comes the here in Class 3.
I'd have to say Seneca's right up there as well. Seneca scored 40 on Monette last week in the first half, sir. And then Lamar, who is number 1 in Class 2, they scored 28 on, only allowed 14. So, yeah, Seneca's a very well-rounded team. Wolves are going to have their handful for 4 straight quarters.
Here we go, hand off to, that looks to be
Jace
Bolin. And Bolin goes right up the middle for a good gain of around
5.
That's going to be 4 or 5. Yep, 4 or 5. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Wolves offense. So, welcome back, Jace Bolin. Good run there to set up 2nd and manageable for the Wolves.
Yeah, we got Jace Bolin back there, Zach Preston to the left, and then James, and they're going to fake the pass, but they snuffed it out. Jace Bolin tried to go up the middle, but nope.
Yeah, that time Seneca saw it, and that will be, I think, a loss of 1, as that brings up 3rd and 6 at the 19-yard line.
I believe that was Jackson Mars on the tackle. So we're definitely seeing he can hold his weight on both sides of the ball.
Here we go. Burrow in shotgun. Bolin to his right.
Nathan.
Bunch 3 receivers right to the outside.
Blaney's going to roll wide.
And it's up and cannot grab it.
Through the hands of that Zach Preston. And that's going to be 4th and 6, and the Wolves punt team is going to have to come out. It's something that I don't like seeing. I mean, it's high school football for you, but Caden Weiss was our punter last year. Blandy Burrell's our punter now. That's not something that I like to see. I mean, no discredit to Tyson Porter, but having a sophomore, be your backup when you got a senior, and if Blandy were to get hurt on a punt, that would not be. Oh, and that may go out of bounds. It will. It won't even touch inside.
Yeah, we're talking about the offensive a lot. Let's talk about the defenses. I think both defenses are the keys to this game if they want to win. Obviously, Seneca already forced the Wolves offense to a 3 and out. That's not a good sign for the Wolves, but a great sign for Seneca and their defense.
Yeah, for sure. Seneca's defense has only allowed 14 points throughout the season. It's the 6th game of the season, Keyston. They're definitely poised to make a state championship or even just a district run. And that's something we also got to cover, Keyston. Seneca's in our district due to the district realignment. Seneca and Mount Vernon are both in our district. Guys, we will play this year.
Here we go. We got Hoover in the backfield. Man motioning. He fakes it. He's going to drop back, looking.
Oh, he launches
fires
it. Zach Preston may. Oh!
And
But Zach
it is
Preston, he
intercepted.
caught it, but
It's intercepted. Zach Preston. And he gets down to 20-yard line. Interception by the Wolves. I thought the receiver came up with that, but Zach Preston just took it from him. Like a lollipop and a kid just straight up took it from him.
He said, "No, sir, that's mine." Oh, my gosh. No, I was seeing that, and I thought, okay, the receiver came down with it and he landed. But Zach Preston yanked the ball out, said, "This'll be mine, sir," and took it to the 20-yard line. And here we see the second drive of the Wolves shaping up right here.
Chris Daniels is to the left.
And there we see number 50, Jaden. And that's Jaden Turner, and a good block by Jaden, and he's going to air it out. He's going to try and find James Dowdy, and he just overpassed him by about 5 or 10 yards.
There were 3 guys on Dowdy right there.
Oh, my
That
gosh.
might have just been the safeties there, but Burrow tries to lead him a little bit out of his comfort zone, but a little bit too much as Dowdy not fast enough to get there, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for this Wolves offense.
Second down.
A bunch that we got. That's Daniel Flitfoot and James Dowdy. James Dowdy roll it, and a screen pass to Chris Daniels. Chris Daniels is going to find the outside. He's going to find about 5 yards with it as well.
Daniels kind of stumbled there a little bit right after he caught it, but able to dive forward. It'll be 3rd and manageable. Definitely, it's going to be 3rd and 4 coming up for Seneca.
Nathan Mitchell. Oh my. Nathan James, Zach Preston, and Daniel Flitfoot out to the left.
What is this
And Chris Daniels
formation?
out to the right. And they're going to find Daniel Flitfoot. They're going to find him wide open. And he almost broke 2 tackles, and he's across midfield. They were looking for James Dowdy. Faked it right there. They were looking at James. They knew they were going to run some scheme. And Blandy just said, "No, sir. You left my man Daniel Flitfoot out to dry," and he finds him for a first down at the 44-yard line opposite field.
That seemed like a receiver bunch set right there. I mean, all the receivers were to the left, and, you know, Dowdy and that screen pass is so lethal, and Seneca saw that and said, "We have to go for Dowdy."
And as you
here's
talk,
another
there's-
Dowdy reception here. He's going to go right out of bounds, but as I was saying, that screen pass to Dowdy is lethal because he's such a good run-after-catch receiver. But they overcommitted and let Dan Flitfoot wide open, and he went right across midfield, and for a gain of around 50, I would say.
It definitely felt like it. No, that kind of looked like, if you ever seen The Longest Yard, the one with Adam Sandler, where all the linemen go to one side and they're just pile driving everybody and they get a running back behind him. That's what it felt like. We got Nathan Mitchell and they're going to try, and they run it straight up the middle with Chris Daniels. We saw that masterclass in how to be a high school running back by Chris Daniels last week. Wolves,
First down, Reed Spring.
that's first down for Reed Spring, but you kind of look at both these teams, and it's kind of shaping out. They have Mars. We have a guy named Chris Daniels and Jace Bolin. They have a wide receiver core. So do we. They have an insane senior quarterback. So do we.
Yeah, both teams definitely evenly matched. Here we go. Burrow in shotgun. Daniels again to his left. And we're going to see a fake handoff way over the shoulder, and it's caught.
That's Daniel Flitfoot.
Touchdown Wolves for the moment.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Daniel Flitfoot, and that's a touchdown for the Wolves. Oh my gosh, and they're going to go for 2 here.
Wow, just the premier passing by Burrow. Insane. Threw it way over the shoulder, right to where either receiver catches it or nobody catches it. And Dan Flitfoot, we saw the big play earlier this drive, and there's a touchdown rallied in his favor.
Yeah, we saw a big play last week from him in the second quarter, I do believe, for a touchdown. But we're going to be going for 2. We got 5 wide receivers.
Just a little slant pass,
Yeah.
no
It's not
incomplete.
going to work.
Chris Daniels try to hit James Dowdy on the inside. 2, and out comes the Seneca offense looking to do some more damage.
Yeah, honestly, my thought here is who has better defense. That's really what it's going to come down to, because in Keaston, you and I, in our kind of figuring out what we wanted to do this week and what we're going to talk about, just what were our thoughts on it, I stated that, and I truly hold to this opinion, and it showed true last year. Either it's going to be a defensive-heavy game like Lamar, where nobody gets above 28 points, and I don't believe it's going to be true, judging by with 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter. There's already been 2 touchdowns. Or an offensive slugging match, where we could break the Missouri State record for most points in a single game. Both these teams have the caliber to do so. It's just all going to come down to what happens. And modified onside kick.
We've been talking all about and praising this Seneca team. Let's talk about their weaknesses as this kickoff goes. Here we go. He's going to go cross field. He's going to break right up the middle, breaking some tackles, ultimately tackled down. But like I was saying, let's talk about the weaknesses of Seneca. Their line. Their line is one of their only weaknesses. And we talked to Godsey this week. We said, Godsey, what's something that we can truly exploit and take to our advantage? And he said, their line, both offensively and defensively. Their line is one of the weaker sides on both sides of the ball. Both sides play both sides.
Yeah, they almost all of Seneca, with the exception of a couple players, in and out, they play both sides of the ball. So they could get exhausted, and I'm not saying they're not conditioned, but it's going to be a long game, and there's a run out to the right.
That was Hoover that just took the quarterback draw and got a gain of maybe 3 on the play.
A nice play by Mr. Hoover.
Sorry, that was 8 on the play.
Holy.
2nd and 2 coming up for this Seneca offense.
But yeah, you look at it, they have a couple big players, but they also have a couple more scrawny, I don't want to say scrawny, just thinner players, I would say. They're not as built as what you would think of like Josh Lowe or Evan Crane last year, which those are 2 of the best linemen we've ever seen. And there's Jackson Mars, and he's going to run straight up the middle. Ran straight through 2 men, was brought down.
Looks like it's going to be enough for Seneca first down. When in doubt, hand it off to Jackson Mars, number 5, right out the backfield.
Oh, my. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. 3-yard gain there on the play.
Here we go. This offense coming up, linebacker on the line. Hoover in shotgun. I believe that is...
Yep, he's going to hit off the Mars.
5, Mars, and he gets a good gain there. Another tough run by Seneca. Seneca's more of a running team. We saw earlier they tried the pass, got intercepted by Zach Presley. He just took it from the receiver. Not really the quarterback's fault, I would say. The receiver just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah.
But the few times that they have passed, they have not gone so well. So I feel like if we can eliminate the run and still watch for the pass, we can totally take the Seneca offense out of the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Seneca kind of had last year, they kind of had the same, and there's going to be another run. Oh, and a fake run. Hoover's going to keep it. And that's going to be good enough for a first down by Seneca. But Seneca was kind of built like us. We had a guy named Preston Blubaugh who ran a good amount, but it was more throwing. Seneca's adapted more like Nevada, running it a lot more. We've adapted to, yeah, we run it, but we still hold true to the run-pass option. And we saw a little bit last week that when Blandy runs it and puts his shoulder down and trucks somebody, it usually goes pretty well. Not for the dude that's getting hit.
Another read option there. Hoover taking it yet again. That one doesn't gain as much as the past few runs have. It's going to come up 2nd and 7. Gain of just 3 there on the play. Here we go. Hoover in shotgun with Mars to his left. It is a bunch formation, just one receiver to the outside. I'm definitely expecting another run here. And it will be just straight to Mars. He bounces out to the outside. Both receivers, great blocking. Mars spins off a man. Mars is looking for the end zone. He gets in. No! He is stopped at the 1. The refs are saying that he did not get the ball across the plane. That was a really close call.
Yeah, and that's a play by a guy who, as we see here, Mars is an all-state running back and a standout linebacker. And Mars last year averaged her 7 yards a carry. And I understand that's going to be averaged out of, oh, you didn't get any yards here, and here. But then you got 98 on this one, and you ran it down for a touchdown. But 7 yards a carry, he's a guy that you can hold true. And there's going to be Jackson Mars running it. And he's stopped. They're going to say he got in, but
he got in. Touchdown, Seneca.
I have no idea. How. They were right there. They were pushing on him. I didn't think he was going to get in. But Jackson Mars with the second touchdown for Seneca. Very nice job by the Indians.
Early masterclass by both offenses, 14-6. Seneca is on top. They are going to go for a 2-point conversion, going to try and make it a 2-score game. Try and bring it up by 10. He snaps it. He's going to go triple option, just passes out straight into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. That's number 7, Roman Miller there on the carry. And the score is now 16-6. Seneca is up by 10, so a 2-score game the Wolves have to rally back from.
Oh my gosh, but look at it. Keeson, I want you to look at how many minutes are left in this quarter.
2.5. I mean,
oh my gosh,
crazy.
And it's
both
still
offenses.
the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. But a guy that we got to talk about is Morgan Vaughn. He was back there, number 22. I believe he's their kicker, but he's another guy who could definitely do some damage. Built a little bit taller, not as built, but he definitely looks like a guy who, when he gets low, can do something good.
Yeah, both offenses doing really good, but the Wolves are going to have to rally back from a double-digit lead as kickoff team comes out. Seneca's kickoff team now trots out there as well, and they're going to go ahead and spread out.
Back receiving number 13, Dowdy. Number 25, Daniels.
Yeah, back to receive is Daniels, Nathan Mitchell, and Dowdy.
They're going to kick it to Daniel's side. He's going to receive it, stumbles. He's going to the outside, cuts back in.
And the same thing happened to him as last time.
Man. Seneca just gets downfield, down ahead so easy.
3 to the right, 1 to the left, and there's Jace Bowen, I do believe. Yep, that's Jace Bowen. We're going to fake the handoff. Blaney's going to get rid of it quickly and almost is intercepted.
Man, the throwing lanes just have not been there by Blaney Burrow. Obviously, that one was close, but not able to reel it in, and it was almost intercepted by Blake Hearn.
Yeah, it was intended for James Dowdy, but wasn't able to reel it in, and that's gonna become a problem. You know, these corners. In talking with a lot of the players this week, I was like, how good's Seneca's defense? They're like, their offensive line is good, but man, their secondary is amazing. There's Jace Bowen straight up the middle.
Yep, Jace Bowen right up the middle, gets a gain of about 4 or 5.
Only
that was 3.
Yeah, he was stopped, and then there, number 13, Caden Klaus, came in to finish the job. That's what I'm talking about. These guys make sure to get it figured out.
Here we go. The offense comes back to the line. Burrow in shotgun. That's Bowen to his left. Burrow takes snap, handoff, faked, and that's just way over Fiflet.
Just dumped it off too quick. If he had waited just a half second more, could have had it there. But I don't know. I wasn't looking at the pocket. I was trying to see where Daniel Fiflet was at. But
yeah, just good coverage there by Seneca, and overthrow by Burrow. Just could not connect, and out comes Burrow to punt it off, and we do see Sebastian Michaud limping off the field. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that injury could linger. Gets a good punt. It's going to go out of bounds, it looks to be. Yep. It gets a couple bounces, but does roll out of bounds with 1 minute and 34 seconds left in the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
48 yards
It'll be at the 48-yard line on the other side of the field. That's going to be first and 10.
Seneca's just going to be looking to find some way to extend this lead. And so far, they've scored on each and every one of their drives except for that one with the interception. But 2 out of 3 drives scoring a touchdown is huge on offense, especially that there's only a minute and a half left in the first quarter. And here we go, another reverse out to the right. He stays upright.
He broke one tackle.
11.
He's breaking multiple. There's a flag on the play way in the backfield by the back line judge. That was Ethan Altick, a senior on there. But there is a flag on the play. Pump the brakes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we heard Ethan Altick's name earlier this week. We were talking about him a lot, but like...
Fueled that run.
Yeah, definitely a huge shot in the foot, especially with that big of a run. It'll be first and 8. Here we go. Mars bouncing outside, and he's met by a pack of wolves.
On the tackle was number 55.
That was 55. Lucas Weinbarger there to meet him at first. And that will bring up second and pretty short, pretty manageable, 2nd and 6.
Ooh.
So a 2-yard gain on the play down to 47-yard line. We're now within 40 seconds left in the first quarter, and both these offenses have fought so hard.
Yeah, last week we saw against Marshfield as Hoover looked like he was going to drop back and pass, but that's
Weinberger.
There's the junior who saw a lot of playing time as a sophomore. Didn't even see a lot of playing time. Saw a senior stacked team.
Let the quarter run down. 5 and 1.
Quarter. Still got a lot to come back here in the second quarter. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Welcome to Bones of Main Street and Highway 76 West.
First quarter of legend, I would say, but this is what I figured it was going to be. We won that first quarter, so Keaton, how do you think the Wolves are?
Way more efficient on offense. I'd say, that one's going to go to Mars on the pitch. Just hobbling on that leg. That is
the first time that we have stopped them. Oh my. But yeah, as you were saying, off there, Wolves are able to rally and get a stop, but like seeing that, Keaston. I don't like that.
Yeah,
it's
they
4th and 6 with
They're going to number
Oh
6.
my
He
gosh.
completes it. He stays in bounds.
Blake who have seen a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
Position. He's called the sniffer, so I'm guessing he's more of a kind of hybrid position where he's jumping into holes, he's throwing off the defense, either being an extra blocker and there's a pitch to him, and Miller's breaking away.
Off the races down the left side and is finally taken down by the secondary, but that will by Roman Miller. Amazing running so far here by Seneca has really deteriorated this defense for sure.
Yeah, Wolves are going to have to open up the pass and open it up well. We're going to have to see what we saw last week with absolute just slinging the ball without care. Going to keep he didn't get in. He stopped at about, I believe, the 4 or the 3 yard line. It's on the other side, so I'm kind of playing guesstimation right now on the 2 yard line.
He was very close pumping the legs, got denied. So second and goal coming up.
So it's with a very nice
Chance in staying in this game. They're going to have to score on
Hoover.
offense. He dies. Good. 24-6. Seneca up by 18. They're going to have to start capitalizing. It's going to run away with this. Right home's not
started on this drive here. And they're able to
down.
He's holding his arm all out. Morgan Vaughn's on. They had to just fall on it to
past couple of games they've been able to get up in front and let some people.
Yeah, he did get a touchdown last week. Very nice play there. Blaney's going to... a lot of trickery. Chris Daniels is running down the field. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5. And that's a touchdown there by Chris Daniels. They had completely faked the whole defense. I was watching the other side, and then I see the coaches watching Chris Daniels run, and I'm like, holy crap. They did something crazy.
I thought strike again, looking for a 2-point conversion to take it within 10. Burrow looks, drops back low.
Finds James Daddy wide open. Very nice play there. And something that I got to talk about is our amazing principal, Mr. Welby, who we will have on halftime. At halftime, I will be doing an interview this week. Was kind of just laughing with our vice principal, Coach Funk, about that amazing play, and then he was fired up about that 2-point conversion. So Wolves not fully back yet, with it being 24-14, but
amazing route there by Dowdy. I mean, that was just a little zig route. He went inside, cut straight back out, corner to the end zone. 2-point conversion was good. And now we have ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. They are within 10. If the Wolves get a stop here, they have a legitimate chance to get within 2. And here we go, the Wolves kickoff unit. I would not be surprised if I see an onside kick being called right here.
Yeah, but an onside kick hasn't gone our way just yet. And we've had a lot of pooch kicks, a couple squib kicks, but the squib kicks haven't gone that good.
And it will just be a little bit of a squib kick.
That's a pooch kick. It went pretty high.
That's Mars on the return, waiting for
gosh.
blockers. Mars breaks the tackle and gets absolutely pummeled by a pack of Wolves there. And here we go. Out back comes the Seneca offense. They're starting at around the 50-yard line. Amazing field position.
Yeah, something that I'm noticing is a veteran play there by Mars. He's letting the play develop. He's letting the blockers, and it all happens within a couple of seconds. But that's something that you definitely see from a veteran player who knows his team very well. And there we see Mars back on at running back. And Hoover's going to keep it. He's going to pitch it out to Mars. Mars has got a couple blockers. He dives for a couple extra yards.
Yeah, he just kind of got tripped up there. Had to dive for it. But it will be second and very, very short. Maybe 2nd and 2. Coming up 2nd and 3 for this Seneca offense.
Now, Morgan Vaughn was back there. He's still in there. But that's what I'm seeing. Mars, when he's coming down and he knows he's going to be brought down and he's not forcefully brought down, what he's doing is he's driving with his foot, pushing, and he's finding an extra 1-2 yards to the ball and he's reaching out.
Yeah,
very nice.
His legs are like car pistons. And here we go, Hoover with just a quarterback draw.
I don't think he got it.
He'll be very close. He did get positive yards, and he did get it. That will be a Seneca first down.
Oh my gosh.
Hoover is one of those quarterbacks to where he is lethal both with his legs and with his arm. We saw earlier he can definitely launch it deep, but what has been killing the Wolves offense are those read option plays. And I do see number 17, Jace Bolin, just kind of running the sidelines, showing to Crystal, yeah, I'm ready to go back in, coach. Put me in. And here we go, another halfback dive to Mars.
Oh my
and
gosh,
Mars has open space. He cuts to the outside.
Ran into one of his
Hutchinson was right
ran into one of
there.
his teammates, but found a first down.
Yeah, he decided to bounce outside, but ran into one of his teammates, and Cayman Hutchinson just kind of grabbed him and took him down. But it will be another first down for Seneca. Seneca's making one heck of a drive coming up here.
Yeah, they're letting it start. They're kind of more like Nevada. You know, Nevada didn't run too many passes. They're a Nevada kind of hybrid team, I would say. They're more of run it, you know, take it down, and Gavin Hoover's going to keep it.
Yeah, Hoover with another run that could be another first down for Seneca. It will bring up second down, 2nd and 3, coming up on the 24-yard line. They are knocking on the red zone.
Yeah, that was Lucas Wattenbarger, I should say. Tracy Cobb, I think, only got beat like 2 or 3 times. Very good corners.
And Seneca with the penalties, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9. Here we go. And Bolin just